following developing news out of Springfield tonight as police say a body was found in a car earlier today.
Now, this is all happening in the 800 block of Mason Street right around 1:30 this afternoon. Lydia Bice has been out talking with police. What are they telling you, Lydia?
That's right. Today I spoke with a Springfield Police Division lieutenant who told me that that body that was found on Mason Street here in Springfield has been identified as a 40-year-old or a white male in their 40s, I should say. However, there is a 28-year-old man named Justin Smith who has been missing out of Springfield since January 29th, and police told me that they don't want to officially rule out that possibility just yet. Now, I spoke to Smith's family today, who tells me that they believe there is some foul play potentially involved in his disappearance.
Just give him back.
Yeah, just give him
we
back.
don't care.
Dead or alive.
We don't care. Just give him back.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Now, coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, be sure to tune in because you'll hear more from Justin Smith's family about when he was last seen, where he was last seen, and why they do believe that foul play was involved. Back to you.
Lydia, thank you. And Troy police and fire are continuing to search the Great Miami River tonight after finding this missing 14-year-old's backpack in the river. Ellie Carter of Troy was last seen on January 31st in the area of East Staunton Road and Michigan Avenue heading toward the river. Authorities believe Carter may have ran away voluntarily. If you have any information, you're asked to call detectives. That number's there on your screen. If you see or know her location, call 911 immediately. And now we want to give you a live look tonight from I-75 North. All lanes back open at this hour after a crash shut them all down this morning. This was the scene earlier today. OSHP says one person was hurt in a crash involving two semis and a Jeep. Officials say the Jeep merged into the middle lane, hitting one of the semi-trucks, which then veered and hit the other. The Jeep hit a utility pole along the highway. The first semi then overturned, and the second jackknifed and struck the guardrail and overhead ODOT sign. The driver of the overturned semi was taken to the hospital, is expected to be okay. Now, the driver of the Jeep was found to be at fault and cited.
All right, here's a beautiful look over downtown Troy tonight. You can see from their traffic camera there as the sun sets, leaving some beautiful colors behind. Let's check in with Tim tonight, who's in for Natalie.
Yeah, we've been getting some really nice sunsets out of the Troy traffic camera recently, with those sunsets now after 6 p.m. every day. Temperatures across the region, though, a little bit chilly right now. 49 right now in Dayton, and as you head out towards Richmond, sitting right around 41, and right up towards the Troy traffic circle, sitting right around 46 degrees. Not much of a breeze. Most of the area seeing calm winds, but still feels a little bit colder in some spots. Most of us, though, still feeling right around the temperature that we actually are at. Now, the next couple of days, we actually have some pretty warm conditions coming well above the average of 39 for this time of year. We're talking temperatures by Friday reaching that 60-degree mark and a chance for rain. We'll talk about that coming up.
Well, tonight, for the first time, a parent of a school shooter found guilty. Elise at the Now Desk, what happened in court today?
So, Adam, the jury actually deliberated for 10 hours and found Jennifer Crumbly guilty of involuntary manslaughter. They say she failed to stop her son Ethan from shooting up a Michigan high school in 2021 and killing 4 of students. Now, the case sets a new precedent that parents can be held responsible for their child's actions. She now faces up to 15 years in prison.
The news tab.
Dayton 24/7 now, once again, teaming up with the Humane Society of Greater Dayton to find forever homes for animals across the Miami Valley. Join us this Thursday, February 8th for the 4th annual Epic Pet Give-a-thon. We're going to be live at the Humane Society all day with special giveaways and success stories. You can show your support and donate now by scanning the QR code on your screen or by texting EPIC24 to 76278.
Suicide rates on the rise in the last few years, why experts say it's more common in colder months, and the resources available right here in the Miami Valley.
The numbers are in for Ohio's first year of legal sports betting. A breakdown of those numbers and how the state is combating gambling addiction.
And we do have the chance of some rain in the forecast. We'll take a look at that coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
What a difference a day makes. The fog was so thick in Green Bay on Sunday, you could only see the tops of a few wind turbines. Throughout the day, the fog lifted out and fell back until the heat of the daytime sun helped it evaporate. And here's an unusual sight, rainbow sherbet colors filling the sky during sunset over a lake near Rochester, New York.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Suicide rates have been on the rise in the last few years. In the winter season, those numbers tend to be higher than in the warmer months. Kasha Hancock gives us some reasons behind why.
Studies show there's a link between the change in seasons and suicide rates. Today I sat down with the Montgomery County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services to understand the science behind that link and find out what resources are available.
We're working with some of the local industries that have higher rates of suicide than others, and our goal really is just to spread education, do some trainings, and make sure that our community can be great allies for each other.
Studies have shown that there has been an increase in suicide attempts during the spring and early summer months. Some researchers believe there is a connection between seasonal allergies and suicide due to anxiety-producing chemicals. They found that this also will decrease social interaction. But here in the Miami Valley, there's another factor.
But in the winter, we always see an increase in suicide deaths around the holidays for a variety of reasons. And then we know that as the weather gets colder, it takes away a lot of those protective factors.
Experts say socializing opportunities and outdoor activities are limited in the winter months, which according to Colleen Oakes is needed for people to maintain good mental health. According to the Ohio Department of Health, between 2020 and 2021, Ohio had an 8% increase in suicide deaths. And here in Montgomery County, there were 89 suicide deaths in 2022. When people are facing mental health issues, there are various resources available to them.
They can always call 988, which is the National Suicide Hotline. You call that just like you would call 911, and you'll get a trained representative on the other end to help work through whatever it is that you want to do.
For those dealing with suicidal thoughts, you can also text 741-741 for a trained professional and still receive the help you need. Back to you.
All right, now taking a look at satellite radar across the area. Clear conditions, a couple of clouds earlier today, but those cleared out. We got a little bit of sunshine, which was really nice. Now, basically, that's because of this area is really elongated area of high pressure across the region. This will continue to hold in place for a few more days before it gets pushed out of here Thursday and through Friday, and that's when our chance for some showers move through. Through tonight and into tomorrow morning, some clouds building in, but still a nice mix of clouds and sun tomorrow. Now, as we head overnight Wednesday and into your Thursday morning, those clouds pick up a little bit more, but it's not till Thursday evening, overnight hours, we'll have a quick band of rain move through and maybe a few showers lingering into our Friday morning as well.
Reaction continues to pour in after the country music world is mourning the loss of one of its biggest and most influential stars. Elise, here at the Now Desk, what happened?
Yeah, so country music star Toby Keith passed away last night, surrounded by his family and friends. His family actually sent out a statement saying that he had passed away from stomach cancer. He was diagnosed back in 2021, and now there are tweets pouring in tonight. In fact, the First Lady, Jill Biden, saying cancer truly touches us all. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. And obviously Toby Keith, if you know anything about him, did a lot with our troops in the USO. So the USO tonight saying it is with heavy hearts that we mourn the passing of Toby Keith, a beloved friend and supporter of the USO. Our hearts are with Toby's family, friends, and fans. Rest in peace, dear friend. And Jason Aldean, if you are a country music fan, you obviously know who he is, saying just waking up to the news of Toby Keith's passing. Today is a sad day for the country music and its fans. Toby was a huge presence in our business and someone we all looked up to and respected. You and your music will be forever remembered, big man. Now, Toby was just 62 years old. Back to you.
Well, over the past year, people across the state have wagered billions of dollars in sports bets on their mobile devices. The first year of legal sports gambling was a cash cow for the state in 2023. Here's Daryl Rowland diving deep into the pool of sports gambling.
In the first year of legal sports betting in the state, more than $7.6 billion was wagered. Sports gambling brought in more than $935 million in taxable revenue to gambling organizations. A majority of the money the state took in went to schools. State Representative Jay Edwards of Southeast Ohio believes legalized sports betting has been a plus for the state.
I think overall it's been a success, and obviously the revenues have way outsurpassed what we originally thought.
But critics like Les Bernal of the group Stop Predatory Gambling says it hasn't all been problem-free.
Ohio is really kind of exhibit A of how much the public is being harmed by, this extremely dangerous and addictive product.
In an effort to address those concerns, Jessica Franks with the Ohio Casino Control Commission says the state is offering blocks to gambling sites.
Ohio has partnered with a service called Gamban, and that allows individuals to place some software on their mobile device, their computers, multiple devices, and that will block both legal and illegal gambling sites.
An interesting side note, 97% of all sports bets were placed online or on mobile devices.
Speaking of record-breaking betting, sports betting is set to smash records by a large margin due to the Super Bowl this Sunday. The American Gambling Association says nearly 68 million American adults plan to place a wager on this year's game. The volume of participation is projected to be 35% higher than last year, with an estimate of $23 billion. That's up from $16 billion in 2023.
All right, so here is a look at pressure. Geopotential height is what we call it in the meteorology world. Now, this is going to be why we're seeing these milder conditions and very fair conditions throughout the day. The sunny skies, these warmer colors you see, that is the high pressure, that elongated high pressure we were just talking about. And the moving lines are wind, so you can kind of see how that is moving in a clockwise rotation, whereas in a normal cyclone, as in a low pressure system, would move counterclockwise. So there you see a low pressure heading into our area. This is why we start getting really warm. If you look at this Wednesday afternoon and then moving into Thursday afternoon, winds start to pick up. We're right in the middle of a pressure gradient, so those temperatures will be moving upward as we get some southerly flow bringing in the warmer air and a little bit of moisture with it, which will carry into our Friday, bringing us that chance for a little bit of rain. And on the backside of this, as we head into the weekend, you can see our air is now starting to come out of Canada, which will bring us cooler conditions.
Tonight, community leaders across the Miami Valley are joining together to combat hunger in the area. The Super Bowl of Caring is helping to eliminate child hunger in Dayton. Our partners will be accepting food and monetary donations throughout the area. Those donations will then be distributed to 3 local organizations, a food bank, For Love of Children, or Flock, and the House of Bread. You can contribute by taking out your phone and scanning the QR code to make a donation. The donation drive ends February 12th.
Take a short break. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
In recognition of Black History Month, many community groups and businesses are hosting events. Alex King gives us a few ideas this week.
There are tons of events throughout the Miami Valley for you to check out. First off, at the southeast branch of the Dayton Metro Library. From 12 to 1:30, you can pick up a Spice Kit exclusive to Ethiopia, which is going to be such an awesome opportunity. I love spices myself. Then Thursday, February 8th, you can head to 2nd Street Market for the Market Evening of Love celebrating Black culture. You can hear from the distinguished men of Dayton presenting history in motion, as well as learning from several different teachers about Chicago stepping, urban ballroom, and line dancing. Again, that's 5:30 to 8 p.m. And then we're going to head over to the northwest branch of the Dayton Metro Library for a hands-on opportunity to learn about the Underground Railroad and Ohio's role that they played in the Underground Railroad. And then finally, we're going to head to Woodland Historic Cemetery and Arboretum for Black History Mausoleum Tour on Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. This is going to be a special tribute honoring the lives of the many individuals resting peacefully in our mausoleum, and you can register on the woodlandcemetery.org website. Hopefully you can get out, learn something new, and celebrate Black History Month. Back to you guys.
All right, as the kids head out to the bus stop in the morning, it is going to be a little bit chilly out there. Temperatures in the upper 20s, a little bit of sunshine once the sun comes up. Now, the afternoon jumping up into the low 50s across the area. The first day we hit that 50-degree mark across the Miami Valley as we continue to get warm through the rest of the week. You can see by Friday we're talking about temperatures hitting that 60-degree mark, but enjoy it. That's all I gotta say.
I am gonna look at that. That's amazing.
Are you trying to say the rest of the month is looking cold?
Trends are going down.
Okay.
So yes.
Long term, well, you know, in the weather it changes daily. So I will say that long-term trends are showing cold.
You're supposed to be our resident groundhog, Tim.
I am.
Don't you know these things?